Jen is looking at me. I know you've been there with me. Earlier, somebody was in class too. This will be our third time going, so it's all inclusive. We go to this amazing 500-acre farm just outside of Rome, and then go and see really cool spots in Italy. Jen, was it amazing? Like what was your favorite part? Yeah. Yeah, it's good. There's that. Yeah, so we don't go to the usual spots and stand in line to see the things. We go to more obscure cities that are still equally amazing. And then coming up February 24th to the 27th, the Himalayan Institute. That one, you still have to call the Himalayan Institute and choose your room and pay for your room separately, because there's so many variations to choose from there. But that one, they roast coffee, they make chocolate right on the premises. So we'll be having lots of that good stuff. Snowshoeing, doing classes with myself and Roberta Strickler, who's a restorative teacher. I always talk about Roberta and say, when I grow up, I want to be Roberta. She is in her 80s and still will take this same class, doing the handstands and everything. So I definitely want to be Roberta when I grow up. But you'll love her. She's an incredible teacher. We're also learning more about meditation and pranayama, the breathing exercises. So that's more of like a seated learning breath techniques all through that weekend. Okay, let's get started. Come into child's pose. So it's toes together, knees open, arms forward, and your forehead down to the mat. Come on in. So take a deep breath in. And then exhale through your mouth. Take a spot anywhere. Slow, steady, deep, rhythmic breath. Start to create your breath so it's in the back of your throat. So how that goes is inhale through your nose, open your mouth wide, and exhale like you're fogging up a mirror. That's perfect. And then that feeling in the back of your throat, keep that, but close your mouth and breathe in and out through your nose, but still feel that stirring quality in the back of your throat. So you'll put your concentration on that and create that. You'll feel and hear your own breathing, and then also take a moment to notice and feel the breathing of the whole room. I'm going to be quiet for a second so you can hear the breathing. Keep that through the whole practice. On your next inhale, lift your body up into downward facing dog. So that's your body in the shape of an upside down letter V. You can soften your knees so that you're able to drag your hips back away from your hands and make it that there's a stretching quality from hips to fingertips. And still breathe. So soften your knees, Erin, and reach your butt to the back of the room. While you're here, look at your feet and organize your feet so that they're however wide you want them to be, wider, a little easier to really get your foundation in the practice, but make them parallel. What that would mean as you look back is you don't see your heels. Take one more breath in and a breath out, look forward, step up to the front of your mat. When you get there, inhale and lift up halfway. You can put your hands on your thighs as you lift and just breathe here. While you're here, just press back on your thighs so you can reach the crown of your head away from your thighs. You may need to soften your knees quite a bit to keep your feet parallel and your back flat. Take 3 more breaths here. That's it. 2 more. Gather the pit of your belly up for support. 1 more here, and then forward fold and hang. Fold your arms and hold the opposite elbow and just sway from side to side. Keep your breath flowing and your attention on your feet. Keep your feet parallel to one another. That means open your heels, Mark. A little more. Yeah, a little bit more. While you're hanging here, let's do a self-assist. Unfold your arms. Put your fingertips on the inside of your foot like it's on the inside of the knuckle of your big toe. And then just slide your fingertips back the arch of your foot, pressing in and sliding, all the way back until they settle into a hollow of your heel on the inside. So they just settle there, and press it. And while you're pressing out on that hollow of your heel, you'll start to feel your lower back open wider and wider. When we give a cue that's called inner ankles back, and you can slide your fingertips again and feel it again, this is the cue. And it makes a change in your lower back. Can you feel that? Is that a yes or a no? Yes? Okay. Keep your feet pressing and come rolling up to standing. So just press down, pull the pit of your belly up, and roll up to standing. And then stretch your arms up and overhead, look up and reach up, and then hands into prayer position at the center of your chest and pause. Set your gaze on just one still point in the room and set an intention for your practice today. So intention is like a North Star, and when you take any pose with that intention in mind, you manifest that in the pose. So it may be, I'm confident, I'm curious, I'm willing, anything you want to pick. Then 3 times we'll chant Om together. Let there be breath in your body, noise and vibration in your throat. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, fold to the floor as you exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway to the flat back, then high push up to low push up as you exhale. This is called chaturanga. Straighten your arms, lift your chest, upward facing dog, and then back to the downward facing dog. You've got 3 breaths here. Work together. 2 more. 1 more deep breath in. Then a really long exhale. Bend your knees, look forward, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway, fold down. Stand up, reach up, look up, fold to the floor as you exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway, low plank on your exhale. Upward facing dog, straighten your arms, lift your chest, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, breathe in, long breath out. 2 more. Make your exhale the longest part of the breath. 1 more time, breathe in, get ready, crouch down and take the exhale, then spring up to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway, fold down. Stand up, reach up and go back. Fold down to the floor as you exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway, low push up as you exhale. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Each one of your fingertips can squeeze the mat like a cat pawing a pillow. 1 more time, inhale. Bend your knees, look forward, and jump. Halfway lift, forward fold. Press down, reach up, fold to the floor as you exhale. Halfway lift, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now as you take these 3 breaths, maybe you widen the base more or lengthen it. It will give you more stability in the pose. Let's do together. 1 more breath in, bend your knees, look forward, exhale, and jump. Halfway lift, forward fold. 1 more time, stand up, lift up high, fold to the floor, exhale. Halfway lift, low plank, soft. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. 3 breaths. One more. Bend your knees, exhale, jump. Halfway lift, forward fold. Now chair pose. Sit back like you're sitting in a chair and reach your arms up. Breathe right here. Every time you inhale, reach a little more. When you exhale, sit a little deeper. Do that 3 times. Inhale, reach, and then sit deep. Inhale, reach, and make it that if you weren't reaching, you'd fall over. Last time, sit deep. Then look up and reach. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Halfway lift, go to the low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, turn your back foot flat and lunge, arms overhead and breathe. This is called Warrior 1. While you're standing here, press the back edge of your back foot into the mat and straighten that back knee. And then lunge down into the front leg. You got it. Once your legs are set like this, look to the ceiling, straighten your elbows, your wrists, your fingers, and reach. Then hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot forward and lunge. Arms overhead and breathe. You'll want to listen to the room and hear the breathing. And if you don't hear it, you start it. And then while you are breathing, press the back edge of your back foot down. Yeah, press it down, Carly, so your arch lifts. Press it. So the back edge of your foot, not curling up, but pressing the edge of it down. Everybody press the back edge of your back foot down. And then lunge and breathe. So lunge enough that you have to breathe. Yeah, like that. And a little more, Erin. Then reach up and look up. Hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here together, and then we'll really start to flow. That's it. 2 more. Here's the last one. Inhale. Bend your knees, look forward and jump. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Sit. Reach. Fold to the floor. Halfway lift. Low push-up. Keep your breath flowing. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, right foot forward. Anchor your back foot and reach up. Then hands straight back down, low push-up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side step. Anchor your back foot, Suzanne. Press the back edge, reach. Hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog, down. You're doing fine. Don't worry if it's a little messy in the room. We're warming up. This is the awakening sequence. Let's do one more inhale. Bend your knees, exhale. Jump. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Sit. Reach. Fold to the floor. Halfway lift. Long body. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward. Anchor your back foot. Deep lunge and reach. Hands down. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, left side now. Step forward. You know you need your foot anchored so that you can really lunge. Hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, maybe a sigh here. Where your breath is really getting away from you. It's rushed and shallow. Take a sigh and reset the long exhales. One more inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and jump. Halfway lift, forward fold, chair, sit, reach, fold to the floor. Half lift, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right foot forward, anchor your foot, stretch, hands down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left foot forward, anchor the back foot, reach, lift, hands down, low push-up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe here. We're going to do this one more time. Take one more breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, jump. Halfway lift, inhale, fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale, fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, low plank, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right foot forward. Inhale and reach up. It sneaks in there. Hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Matching your movement to your breath is one of the magical tools of yoga. You don't come in with that all set up. That's why we practice, one of the many reasons. And so we're working through it here, awakening that partnership in the body. Take another breath in. Stay right here. Exhale. Then raise your right leg in the air. Bend your knee, heel to your hip, and flip it over. So much for stay right here. Flip it over. I tried to warn. So flip your dog. So keep your left hand on the floor and just let the upper foot follow all the way over to the ground. So you have left hand on the floor, 2 feet on the floor. That's it. Let go of the floor with your right hand. You got it. And reach. 3 breaths here. If you can, with your whole hand, all the knuckles press into the floor so you lift up out of your bottom shoulder. Now get ready for this. Side plank. Put your right hand down. Face the left side of your mat. Stack your body up like a letter T that tipped over. And here, press your bottom hand in the floor so that your armpit, the right one, it hollows out. Do you detect that in your own body? So press down in your palm so the armpit raises, it hollows out. One more breath in, chaturanga. So that's where you put your hands on the ground and take the push-up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. So you're going to need a sigh here, I bet. Take a breath in and sigh out. Let go of any sense of I'm not good at this and everybody knows what they're doing or whatever else might be going on. Let go of I'm really good at this and nobody else knows what they're doing. And raise your left leg in the air. Bend your knee, bring your heel to your hip, and just stretch like your body's yawning, and follow that. Flip over. Keep your breath flowing. Once you get your feet on the ground, establish your foundation. Your bottom hand can press, and that'll have you lift up out of your shoulder. Yeah, just like that. Breathe. If something is hard in the pose, put your attention there. Take a sigh and breathe. See if you can get more space and ease. Side plank. Left hand to the mat. Turn to face the right side of your mat. Stack your body up. You have a lot of choices in the foot position. You could put the bottom knee down. You could stack one foot in front of the other foot. That gives you a little more stability. For everybody in the pose, shrug your shoulders up to your ears and move them to the back side of your body. Try it one more time. Shoulders to your ears and to the back of your body. Then another breath. High push up to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward to crescent lunge. It's different than the warrior pose because you stand on the ball of your back foot. And then if you look at your back foot, we say stand on the ball of it, but what really happens is the foot's hanging in a little bit. Stack it up. And then lunge down deep forward so the heel stacks on top of the toes. Once you have that, deepen your lunge and then opposite stretch up. Jordan, powerful back leg. Straighten it if you can. Yes. Deep lunge and stretch up. Lift your belly. Look up. Look up and stretch back. Hands to your heart at prayer position. Twist toward your left, all these rights and lefts. Right side, left elbow, right knee, toward the bent knee. Anchor your elbow and breathe. You can open your arms, reaching the, Aaron, turn the other way. There you go. I was very unclear about the rights and the lefts. We're going to take 2 more breaths. So lunge really deep and twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist, then inhale up to the crescent lunge. Warrior 2 is next. So you face the side of your mat. Your hips, shoulders, ribs all face the side, but your legs, they have an outward rotation. Point your front knee forward over your toes. And then make more space. And in your back foot, swing your heel out so it kind of looks like it's folded in, pigeon-toed, and go low. And then press the back edge of your back foot down. Make it so strong, the back edge of your back foot, and go lower. Then reach your arms thumb to thumb. Stretch it as far apart as it goes. Stretch. Keep that tilt. Stretch from the floor to the ceiling with your arms. Breathe right here. You want to add a little more challenge. Keep pressing the back edge of your back foot, and then reach your 2 arms overhead diagonally. So you're creating this incredible line of power. You have to press your back foot down and lunge, and then reach with your arms. 3 more breaths. Now turn your chest to the ceiling. Lunge deep. 2 more breaths. Bend your knee, Jen. Last breath. That's it. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. So good. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. It's an incredible thing to be alive and able to breathe and breathe powerfully and deeply. Step your left foot forward for crescent lunge. Arms overhead. Set your gaze, set your breathing, and through your felt sense, set your feet. You want to stack it up so all 5 toe knuckles are on the floor. And then lunge up into your front leg and straighten your back leg. And then reach up out of your legs and go back. Bend your knee. And reach up and go back. And bend your knee. And stretch your elbows and your wrists and your fingers. That's it, Henry and Jody. Stretch your arms. Stretch back. That's it, Charlie. Hands to prayer. Twist toward the left. Right elbow, left knee. Anchor your knee, or elbow to your knee. Re-empower your back leg. Stand on the ball of your foot. Then you can open your arms, bottom arm to the floor, top arm to the ceiling. Just keep giving me pressure here, Mark. Draw the pit of your belly into your body. That's it, Debbie. I saw that. Now stay with the pose for 3 more breaths. Touch the floor, Olivia. 2 more. Here's the last one. Really turn on the exhale. Crescent lunge. Warrior 2. Good. That's how much action in the inner thigh back there. Warrior 2. So get set up. Don't rush it. We're not going to get the end too fast. I'll give you plenty of time. Turn your back toes in and bend your front knee. So bend your knee over top of your toes. Straighten your back leg. You should already feel some stretching in the inner thigh. When it gets a little more okay, bend more. Then reach your arms. Thumb to thumb. Stretch them as far as they go. You might even have to make a couple of circles to get the kinks out of your shoulders and stretch them. Keep all of that and tilt. Breathe. You can reach to the floor and reach to the ceiling. For some of you, a block to reach to might be really nice. Everyone bend your knees and stack it over the baby toe. We're going to need a lot more breath if we're going to raise 2 arms. Fill the room with breath. Press the back edge of your back foot down and reach your 2 arms over across the room. You got it. And then while you're reaching, you'll lunge. Kyle's like, don't pick me. Lunge and turn your chest to the ceiling. 3 more breaths. You got it. 2 more. So this whole bottom side gets long. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. See, you want to have a reason to breathe. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take just 1 breath in and 1 sigh. Then inhale. On the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, jump to your hands. Halfway lift, fold. We'll take a chair twist. So sit in chair pose. Bring your hands to prayer position. Twist toward the right side. Put your left elbow on your right knee. Yeah, toward the door you came into the room on. Once you get your elbow anchored, sit down low. Now, while you're breathing here, really concentrate on pressing your right foot into the mat. That's the side you're turning toward, that right foot. Just keep concentrating on keeping power and weight into it. You can stay right where you are, or you can open your arms. You can take a fancy trick if you know one. We're taking 5 more breaths here, so sit deep. Yeah, if you're in your mind, you're like, oh my God, 5 more, then you should take a sigh. We have 2 more. This is the last one. Stay for the whole last part of the exhale. Then chair pose. Reach right up. Forward fold. Open your feet hip width distance. Hook your big toes with your middle and index fingers. And stretch down toward your toes. Now shake your head out. Let your head just hang down heavy. It can be hard to do that. You want to look around and be aware and alert for what's coming. Are you doing it right? And I assure you, you are. So take a sigh and let your head just hang and experience the pose. Too much time spent in life worrying if we're doing things the right way. The invitation here is to just breathe. You walked into the room whole, perfect, and complete. Get to know it. Take 1 more breath. Take an exhale. Chair twist the other way. Sit back. Get way back in your seat. Hands to your chest. You're twisting to the left now. Once you get your elbow anchored there, squat as low as your ankle bones will allow. That's the limiting factor here. Then press into your left foot. You're welcome to open your arms, take binds, other tricks. Go ahead and set up whatever it's going to be, or choose to stay. That works too. And then squat low. Henry, squat low. Jody, that's it. Jordan. Here we go for 5 breaths. Whichever variation of the pose you're in right now, you could lift your shoulders to your ears and take them to the back of your body. And in the last couple breaths, just enjoy expanding your chest and upper back. Chair pose. Forward fold. Stand on your hands. It's gorilla pose, so feet hip-width distance, palms under your feet. You might want to check in and give yourself that assist we learned just really quick. Inner ankles back. Just glide your fingertips down past your arch into the hollow of your heel. Get that pressure into the inner hollow of your heel until you feel your lower back expand. And then take the gorilla pose. The invitation is for everyone to inhale. Exhale, shake out your head and let it hang. Let your shoulders hang. Let the pose be easy. So release your hands from beneath your feet. Press into the mat and take your time and roll up to standing one bone at a time. Stretch your arms overhead, all the way up. Eagle pose. Wrap your right elbow under your left. Palms together. Squat down. Right leg over your left and tuck your toes. It may be a hug. A hug will work. And then squat. Just take the chair pose. And then right leg over the left. Crossing it like this could be a good stopping point, or tuck your toes behind your calf muscle. Now stand up tall in your spine if you can. That's it, Meg. Keep doing that. Pull your belly in. Now listen to the room. It's really quiet. Now that there's breath in the room, is there anything different in your experience right now? Just be aware of that. Take one more. And step out, arms overhead. Left side, left arm under, cross your arms. Maybe your palms go together, maybe it's a hug, but you're really just working to stretch your upper back. Squat down. Left leg high over so squat low mark. Get the thigh over the thigh. If you can get the thigh over so the knees cross, that'll work. And again, Meg, pivot your belly in and stand tall. Squat low. And let's just indulge in the breathing. We'll listen. Really extend the exhales. When you do that, what does it do to your system? Stay in the pose and get curious. You get 2 more breaths. Sit. You got 1 more. Step out, arms overhead. Hug your right knee into your chest and stand tall. As we go through this pose, we're not looking for pressing in and hanging on, leaning back. Stand tall. Stay with your knee, or with your right hand, hold your right foot's big toe or hold the outside edge of your foot, or use a strap and extend your leg forward. A strap could be a good tool too. Get to the point where you're standing tall and take 5 breaths. If you could get past concern about balance, could you use these breaths to just expand your chest and upper back? 1 more breath. Hug your knee into your chest, airplane pose. So arms out like an airplane. Both legs straight and tilt. You'll want to take this pose from the center, the core, the middle of your experience of yourself. And then reach it out to the fingertips and the toes, to the periphery, to the crown of your head, the last hair reaching forward on the top of your head. Keep that going as you breathe. To your foot on the floor, the foot in the air. Breathe. Hands to prayer position. Half moon. Put your left fingertips on the floor under your left shoulder. A block can be a really great tool. Then reach to the ceiling with your other arm. That's it. You can stretch from thumb through shoulders to thumb. Wake up your fingers. Keep breathing. Lift up your back leg as high as it'll go. Keep opening, David. Opening your chest. Look at that. You're going to be like an everyday yogi next week, aren't you? Leg a little higher. A little higher. Hold it for 1 more breath. Forward fold and hang. That was really good. Sway from side to side. Get the recovery. Maybe it's an exhale. And then take your time. Come rolling up to standing. I always think that's so juicy. Hug your left knee into your chest. Set your gaze. Get your breath flowing. Without those 2 things, the pose is going to be so hard. Hold your toe or your foot, or use the strap and extend. And then get comfortable in your body. However it is right here, right now, breathe and let your chest fill, your ribs, your back. Even here, we'll have to hear breath in the room. The pose doesn't come alive until that's happening. So it's not really how many breaths you hold it, it's until the result. Hug your knee into your chest, airplane pose. Remember, this is the one where it's like all of your energy is way out to the edges. That's it. Chest up, toes active, that back foot that's in the air, that one that's attached to your body, wiggle your toes, wake your foot up, and stretch into the toes. Hands to prayer, half moon, right hand down, left arm in the air. Breath. Drishti. Drishti is the word for where you put your gaze. You got it. Open up. Stretch across your arms. Let your shoulders open and stack on top of each other. Press your standing foot down. Lift your lifting leg up. 3 more breaths. Lift your leg up in the back. Press it into my hand. 1 more breath. 2 feet on the floor and hang. Sway from side to side. So good. So good to be alive. Press your feet down. Come rolling up to standing. Sweep your arms overhead. We're taking a pose called standing bow pose. So shoulder back, palm facing out. Keep that. It'll be tempting to roll your shoulder under, but we don't want that. Keep your shoulder rolling open and hold your ankle from the inside. That's it. Good. Good. Once you have your ankle, it may be that you hold it from the outside. That works too as a starting place. Then reach in the air and reach forward. So it's like a bow and arrow. So your torso is like the arrow through the bow of your leg, all the way up to your fingertips, the arrow. Kick back and reach forward. Then kick up a little higher. Stay with the pose and keep working it. If you fall out, get back into it. If you're in it, you keep the breath in that part of the room. You have 5 more breaths. Stay with it. No, stay with it. Stay with it, Ronit. Keep going. You have 3. Kick up. First timer, show them. She's in the pose. Come on out, feet to the floor. You had a 2 for 1. Put your feet on the floor and your hands on the hips. Eyes on one point and take a breath. Adjust your attitude. Left arm behind you. Bend your left knee and hold your ankle from the inside. Arm in the air. And then start stretching. Kicking and stretching. That's it. You need some breaths to work into it. Kim, if you can extend your elbow, you'll get a little more tension. It'll let you kick further. Even you, Becky, extend your elbow and get the tension. At home, reach. Take yourself into the biggest version of the pose that you can access right now. Keep breathing. If you fall out, come back. Are you ready? 5 breaths to enjoy the pose. Yeah, you never get to do this. Stay in it. Just 5 breaths. You've got 3 more. What else is there? Last one. Come on down. Now you really earned a tree pose. Sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh. Hands to prayer position behind your body. So they may not quite go there. It could just be your fingertips are touching, or you're just making a box. Try though. Body into the pose. Push down into the floor with your standing foot, and lift up to the ceiling with your chest and your gaze and the crown of your head. And then breathe. So you bring the breath to your area of the room if there's no breath. Do you hear it? I don't hear it. Getting some attitude in the front today. Switch sides. Right foot down, left. They're trying to help you up here in the back. Right foot down, left foot up. So it's magical when there's breath. So we had the first side. Maybe take a sigh when you get into this. And just build that steady breath where you're focused on your lengthened exhale. A breath you feel, that you can hear, the people around you can share in. Stay with it. Last one. And step out. Come to the front of your mat. When you get there, inhale and sweep your arms overhead, all the way up. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. Drop right into the low plank. Upward facing dog, lift. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot inside your right hand. So your right hand stays on the floor. Let your feet be long apart, your back foot angled in. Maybe you give yourself a self-assist from the knuckle of your big toe, back your arch to your heel, sink it in there, and then drag it up your inner thigh and knee. Get the stretch. Then reach up. You want to keep pressing the knuckle of your front foot's big toe down. Turn your body open to the side. That's it. Bring breath. So it's 2 straight legs. Beth, can you straighten your right leg and make your feet long apart? 1 more breath in. Stay here and exhale, then come up to standing. Turn your feet to be parallel to the short sides of your mat. A wide leg forward fold. Hands to your hips. Lift your chest up high. Fold down to the ground. Once you're folded, walk your fingertips away from your hips, far in front of you. Even so there's a little weight in your fingertips, then inhale. And when you exhale, just ease your hips back, the weight into your heels, and breathe. Create it so that you can experience stretching from your fingertips up through your armpits and your ribs to your hips. Stay here and enjoy the breathing. 5 breaths to feel your rib cage expand and relax. Two more. Last one. Walk your hands in, soften your knees, maybe hands on your thighs for support. Come on up to standing. Turn to face the front of your mat for a standing single leg forward fold. There'll be length and width between your feet. It should be that you have to really work the 4 corners of your feet to get your hips square to the front of the room. You can interlace your hands at your lower back, or there are other arm variations you could choose, and fold. You should feel a lot of stretching in your front legs, calf muscle, back of knee, and hamstrings. It's okay if your back heel lifts a little bit, or if you fold. Erin, take your back foot over to the side of your mat. You'll have better access to the, yes, and breathe. Bring your hips right here. Good, Charlie. Come on up to standing. Step to the front of your mat and sweep your arms overhead all the way up. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. Low plank on the exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot all the way up your mat inside of your left hand. Keep your left fingertips on the blocker floor behind your ankle. That's it, Jen. And then go wide with your feet, long apart, long apart. Back toes angled in. Self-assist maybe from the knuckle of your front foot's big toe through the arch, all the way up the inseam of the leg and reach up and breathe. Mark, you could go longer there. Move your back heel out. That's it. And the heel a little more. Just the heel. One more time with just the heel. That's it. Stay there. Chest opening. Roll your shoulders open. That's it, Kim. Come on up to standing. Face the long, wide side of your mat for a wide leg forward fold. Interlace your hands at your low back, or if you have a strap, use that and roll your shoulders back. Then lift up high and forward fold. Let that strapped hand spill overhead. Do you have a strap? Oh, here. A hand towel will work nicely as well between your hands. It makes a little more length between your hands, a little more space in your shoulders, and you get a different opening. I'm going to give you a strap too, Mark. Go wide with your hands. Yes. You get more in your shoulders that way. Bring the breath. Damien, a strap would be nice there. Keep breathing. Here. Keep breathing. David, a strap would be really nice here. And And then just let these spill overhead as far as they go. Okay, come on up to standing. Turn to face the front of the mat for a standing single leg forward fold. So the default is to cross the back foot behind the front foot. They need some width. And then also to make the pose too short. You need some length so you can work the hamstring stretch. Fold. Hands maybe behind your back and let them spill overhead as you fold. It's perfect. Yeah, that's a perfect choice, David. So palms down. You can have your hands set up at your low back with a palm over the palm and your elbows out wide. Yep, that's it. David, too. We're going to have to deal with this. There you go. Keep on breathing. Just looking around the room to see how it's going. Come on up to standing. Come to the front of your mat. Step forward. Inhale and sweep your arms overhead. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. Drop to the low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Come to a high plank position and lower all the way down to your belly on the mat. Once you get down there, you can point your toes, but press all 10 toenails into the mat and keep that going on. So you can point your toes behind you. You could also work your feet like you see Mark doing here, like they're in chaturanga. So it's toes turned under and legs active. That's one choice. And then a second choice is Ronit here. Point these for a second. To point these, but all 10 toes have to stay on the floor. It can't just be the big toe and the thighs rolling out. It has to be all 10. Then your arms can reach back like airplane wings and lift up. Keep pressing your 10 toes down, anchoring them whichever way you set them up. Now get into your pose, whatever it is, and draw the pit of your belly into your body. That means like here on the floor, a suck in your gut kind of experience, and just see what you see. Now stay here and breathe. 3 more breaths. 1 more. Come on down. You can bend your knees and wave your feet from side to side. Then we'll take floor bow pose. So you saw we did standing bow like this. Now this is floor bow. Bend your knees and reach back and hold both of your ankles. Knees only hip width distance. You could hug your block to ensure that that's what's happening. Then roll your shoulders back. Maybe you need to take a sigh before you start. Let your arms relax. And then power in your legs. Kick back and up. Yep. Flex your feet. It'll give you more control of the pose. And knees only hip width. Yes. And just let your legs drive the pose. Maybe it causes you to rock. Maybe it causes you to pull back. But just drive the pose. So if you find you can't reach your legs, just reach for one. One hand to one leg. I'm going to get you strapped. The other leg would be straight. Okay, everybody come down. Wave your feet from side to side. So ideally, you always have a strap and a block by your mat. Let's do the second set. Bend your knees. If your feet feel pretty far away, use a strap. Wrap it around your ankles. And keep the strap as short as possible. Reach back, and then kick up and back. You're looking for an opportunity for your whole chest to expand. Let there be space in your chest as you breathe. That's it. Kick back. Hold that tight. Whole chest opening. 1 more breath. Come on down. You can wave your feet from side to side, then upward facing dog. Just press down in the floor, lift up. You want your feet pressing down, your thighs lifting up, back here with your hands, a little further back, Aaron, bring them back under your shoulders. Yeah, now press more and lift. Okay, downward facing dog. You can jump through and sit down onto your bum and roll onto your back for bridge pose. We'll take 1 bridge pose and 3 wheels. So bend your knees, feet flat on the floor underneath of your knees. Press your feet down and lift your hips up. Just like a sliding board from your knees to your chin. Once you get that, you can rock your shoulders side to side and hold hands underneath of your body. Now that holding hands may not be the best for your shoulders. You might hold a strap. And then you breathe right here. And if you want a little more action, you can lift your 10 toes in the air, just your toes, not the toe knuckles. And imagine you're pulling your heels back to your butt. Feel your hamstrings? Yeah, they like light up on fire. Okay, come on down. Knees side to side. Okay, let's get ready for the next one. Set up the bridge pose. And from the bridge, you could move on to wheel. So you're welcome to keep the bridge. Otherwise, fingertips to the ceiling. Flex your wrist, hands set wide on the floor. Press down and rise up into wheel pose. All the way up into wheel. So it looks like this. If you did gymnastics growing up, we called it a bridge pose. That's it. Breathe. Tuck your chin and come down. Set your hands wider next time. Get ready for the next one. Hands, feet on the floor. Go as wide as you can, Mark, but keep just at least your thumb on the mat. Press down, rise up. You could get to the top of your head. Set your hands even wider. Tighter, strong shoulders. They need to be wide. Press down, right? Yes. You guys are impressive. Feet, knees side to side. We got to do one more. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go. Press down, rise up. That's it. Get in the pose and breathe. Feet press down, hands press down, and just feel what you feel. Stay here and breathe. 3 more breaths. Just for the breathing. Jordan, hands wider next time. Tuck your chin and come down. Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of your feet together, knees open. You can put a hand on your belly and a hand on your heart and just breathe. That was so good. Dead bug pose. So you bend your knees, hold the outer edges of your feet, and pull your knees back toward your shoulders. And then it'll start to open up your lower back, and you can rock from side to side. If holding your feet just feels far away, just hold behind your thighs. Yeah, just like that. You can rock. Legs straight up in the air. Look at your big toenails. Fingers up in the air. Curl up and try to touch your toenails. And we're going to keep doing that. Keep going for 10, 9, 8. Blow out to make the effort. When you blow out, your belly pulls down and your core engages. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees. And then legs back up. Now this time, lower your right leg down to hover. It shouldn't make your lower back lift off the floor. If it does, soften your knee or rest your heel on the floor or raise it higher. Curl up. Reach across the leg that's in the air to the baby toe. And then here we go, where every time you exhale, a percussive exhale, you're reaching for the baby toe with the opposite fingers. So here you go, 5, 4, 3, that's it, Beth, 2. Let me see some Pilates over there. Keep that belly in. Come back down. So if you find in these, there's momentum, you're arching and sucking your belly back. We don't want that. We want your belly to stay anchored and deepen, and so still. So let's do the other side. Switch, whatever that is. Left leg down. When you take a quick peek at your left leg, not turning out, straight up and down. And if I just stayed here, it would be so helpful. You could just squeeze, Mark, curl up, the whole time, and here you go, out to the baby toe. Keep working. Every time you exhale, squeeze here too. Squeeze them both. Ready? Got your form? 10, 9, squeeze 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wasn't that magical? Hug your knees into your chest. It's just what you wanted. Rock head to tail 3 or so times. As you're rocking, no need to touch your toes, just balance and rock. And then all the way through to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll take half pigeon pose. So right leg, you bring your knee to the mat behind your right wrist, your shin parallel to the front of the mat, or more at an angle. So the modification is to bring it in at an angle. And then maybe tuck your block under your right hip. And your back leg, you could turn your toes under and keep that leg active. Yep, we want the whole front knee on the ground even. You got it. And fold. Do you guys want to know something really fun? You want to know? It's a good thing. You don't even have to do anything hard. It's just a fun thing. Aaron's getting married today. Isn't that exciting? And he's doing yoga before it happens. I think that's impressive. And Jordan, this is your 20th class in the room. Jordan started with private lessons. Switch sides. Oh, we already, yeah, left side. No way, Kyle. You're hiding information. What's your doctorate in? Public administration. Wow. Anything else we need to celebrate while we're relaxing in our hip pose? Yes. I'll be 50 soon. We've been celebrating all month. Yep, 50, December 24th. It's coming. Are you? Happy birthday to us. Okay. What did you say, Erin? Okay, well, I've been married longer than you. Sit on your left hip, swing your right leg around. We'll take seated leg stretches. So the right leg will stay long, the left leg will bend, sole of your foot to your left inner thigh, and fold over the long leg. And take the opposite arm, your left hand, hold the baby toe of your right foot. Now, if it's too far away, use a strap. Fold. This is one of my favorite poses. This is, you're like, is that really a yoga pose? It's like so basic. But it's so deep in the lower back at this point. It's like the best feeling. Do you feel that? It's the best. Switch legs. It's the best. Just breathe here. A couple of sighs could take this deeper. You can do two legs in front of you, forward fold. And then reverse tabletop. Hands behind you. Your fingers point forward in that awkward, weird way. Press your feet down and lift up. And then sit down, roll onto your flat back for an inversion, either a waterfall with your feet just up in the air, block under your hips, or shoulder stand. I missed you. All the way onto your back, arms or feet overhead. You could try something different if you're working on another pose. Yes, exactly. When you get to whichever pose you've chosen, all there is to do is what we've been doing the whole practice, just a breathing exercise. I know sometimes we miss that that's what we're doing. That all we're really doing is drawing our attention into a single focus and then breathing so we are able to connect to an experience. And then work your way out of this inversion and hug your knees into your chest. Drop your knees to the left and look to the right. Whoa. A sigh, yes, just like that. Was that you, Greg? Just like Greg did. Take a breath in and a sigh. Then try the other side. Switch sides. Okay, one at home. Jeremy. Give yourself the sigh again. Let your body just be easy. Come to the center, hug your knees into your chest. You could even bring your forehead to your knees. I always feel like that's making the skin on the whole back of my body just stretch open and be easy. And then relax into Supta Baddha Konasana lying down. You have a cold eye towel. Oh, it's there. Next to your mat on the right or the left. You're welcome to place that over your forehead or your face, whatever feels good for you. And then again, check out your body. Take a breath and a sigh and just let it sink. Let your bones sink into the ground. And then once you feel like you've got that pretty good, you can stretch your legs out long and wide into Shavasana. You can let your arms fall by your side with your palms facing up. And take a breath in and sigh. Shavasana is the final pose of the sequence. Every single pose we did was to get to this. A space where, without a lot of stimulation, we can just be present and feel what we feel. So while you're lying here, let yourself be in the full experience that we're having right now. Feel what you feel, experience what you experience. And know that whatever you come up with, all we're doing is experiencing it. There's nothing about it to fix. You're exactly where you were meant to be right now. Exactly as you are, you're whole, perfect, and complete. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to do. All there is to be. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take another breath in, and this time as you exhale, squeeze your fingers and toes, roll your head from side to side, bring more movement into your body. But keep the sense of presence. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll to your side and bring yourself up into a sitting position. Make your body comfortable. You can face any direction, sit however you're comfortable. And then inhale and stretch your arms overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands into prayer position and pause right here. You're welcome to close your eyes or set your gaze on one point. And so exactly where you are right now, what you're sensing, experiencing, being, from here, set an intention for the rest of your day. And then in a moment, we're going to chant Om 3 more times. We'll start together. Make them as long and as full as they come out of your body. We don't have to end at the same time. And then here's the invitation, that you fully feel and experience the Oms. Who cares what they sound like? We're looking for breath and vibration. Take a deep breath in. Bring your thumb knuckles to the center of your forehead. Take a moment to just acknowledge someone or something that you're grateful for. I acknowledge you for being fun and showing up and taking this time out of your day to just Be up to being the best person that you can be. And I thank you for sharing that time with me. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Namaste. Good work. So much fun to be with all of you and meet your friends and family. Such a treat. I hope that you come back and we get to see you again. And otherwise, I'll be teaching at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. Otherwise, maybe practicing next to you this week. And I hope to see you again. Have a good day. So there are laundry baskets outside of every door, and there's a little pink one sitting back there. Your little cards can go in there. Borrowed equipment can sit back there, and we'll clean it all up.